Hi there, this is Dawn. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I thought I'd have a bit of a play with my Christmas tags. These are the ones that I did. I have shared them once before on another video, but just in case you didn't see that one, I thought I'll share them again before I get started on my next lot. These are the tags that we did at the retreat that Corrine from To Be Loved Treasures by Corrine ran in Ballarat here in Victoria. She did 3, 2 in Queensland and 1 down here in Victoria, which was just lovely. Made it a little bit more of an opportunity to go to, so that was great. And these are the ones that I did on that day and thought that it was time to get cracking because I'm away for the middle of December and want to get myself sorted. I always like to give my girls and my mum and a couple of friends a handmade decoration or something to go with their Christmas presents, and these will be on the list. And so some of the things that we did with Corrine that she shared some ideas with us was around stamping in the background, which I thought just really lent another dimension to them. I really liked that. Of course, there's lots of sequins and beads and bits and pieces. These ones were made from some flower petals, that just did a complete and utter disappearance on my table here. I have absolutely everything Christmas almost that I own. I'll see if I can just find the packet of them. Yes, they're not too far away without me losing everything in the process, because I've had a bit of a play before I turned the camera on. Oh, crinkle, crinkle. But these came from some leaves, some poinsettia flowers that we used to cut up. And yep, that's what I used for mine, for this pink one and for the beigey coloured one here. So I tried to cut the petals out in line with some of the glitter. There might have been glitter on everything, including the bathroom floor. It's just the motel room had it, everything had it. But that's okay, it's all good fun. There's nothing like a bit of glitter. This one was the beigey coloured one. And again, I just used the little sequins. Some of them had little sequins on them that I incorporated into it. Maybe if I take it out and leave it out and don't put it back in there. Maybe a little bit tricky to see. Oh yeah, I think you can see them. But some of them had more than others, and I used them where I could. Some of them we could stitch on individually. This little bit here, I thought that I brought one of the flowers home, but I mustn't have for some funny reason. Didn't. I've got 2 packets of leaves, but I haven't got any flowers. Anyway, that's all right. One of the flowers I cut up, this was like, the inside of the flower. It's just plastic covered in glitter, but you can stitch it. So that was handy. Made the little leaves out of bits and pieces. Again, used the sequins that were there because they were there and they were little, and another bit of stamping on here. So yeah, so that was what we did at the retreat. This one was slightly different. I added a bit more by the time we got to, doing number 4. I was a bit braver to tackle a bit more embroidery with gold thread and some doilies and a little bit of my love of using tiny weeny little bits of fabric to build up a picture. So yeah, they're the ones that I've done, and now I'm going to get started on these ones. So before I turn the camera on, where do I get rid of everything glitter? I thought I'd have a bit of a play with the stamps and stencils and things that I have, and the inks, just to be sure that it was going to work. This was just a bit of, scrap off the end, and I thought I'll have a bit of a go. This stencil here, sent me a little bit spare for a minute or two, but as a whole, I'm pretty okay with it. So that's what I plan to do today. So, I hope this is something that you might be interested in doing or following along with me. But I have all of these things in my room, in my art room, things that I've had for ages that, have been put away for a little bit. I quite like this diamond, bits and pieces of diamond stamp, and plan to add a bit to this one. I've got a Merry Christmas that I like. I've also got, I'm going to have a go at the stencil. We'll just see what happens. It's a Tim Holtz one, and it's got these little ferny fronds. This flower here doesn't have any green leaves as such, and I thought they would look nice sprouting out. So the other part that I'm going to do is I'm going to trace the flower petals off, and I've backed this just a piece of plain red cotton. It's not anything special, it's just, plain. I thought plain for this one. See how I go. I've backed it in some Violene. It's not too heavy, but it's a sticky backed one. It's thicker than some of the other ones I use. I better re-iron this one. I'll have a go at that in a second. The iron is on. I'm ready to go, but let's stamp first. The thing that I found with stamping on fabric is you just have to be a little bit patient, because what you want is the ink to penetrate the fabric. Ink on paper will just, ink up straight away. But ink on fabric takes a minute, and it doesn't take too long, but just needs a little bit of patience to go with it. This is one that I had, and I'm going to use this ruby colour. It says, that's what it says it is. And hopefully I don't make too big a mess of it. I only want a little bit, so I'm just going to be a bit careful about which part of the stamp I want to show, because it's just really building up a background. It's not, I'm not going to embroider over it or do anything like that, but I just thought, to add a bit of interest instead of always doing fabric. I have these. I'll possibly end up stamping over part of the flower, simply because I can't avoid it, but I'm going to trace the flowers in a minute so that I've got those that I can cut them out. And so, yeah, like I said, just holding it down till it stamps. I might add a little bit more just on the side there, just because it missed it a bit. So it's got these daggy bits on the edges there that I think they're all right. Cool. All right. Do have to be a bit more careful now, because I don't want to re-stamp over what I already have. Hopefully I haven't made too big a mess of it. This will cut off, and there'll be other things over here. I'm going to have another go at a little bit more down the bottom. Might not be up everybody's alley, but I quite like a bit of ink or a bit of paint or a bit of something to add to my story. I notice that I've got a line here, but I'm going to be going over that in a minute. And again, that'll be cut off, so it's just there on the bottom. It's just a bit of something. Get rid of that that ink off there so I don't spread it on everything. Oh, I'm running out of room. I've got everything everywhere. That's crazy. All right, so I've got those ones done. I think I will add, trying to decide if I want to do something there. I think I do. I don't know what. All right, let's do the leaves first before I plan on doing anything else. This is the one that slightly challenged me. So I'm going to just do these little ferny bits. In saying that, I kind of like that holly bit as well, which will take me up into there. And then I could probably do the same thing. Yeah, all right. These are really old ink pads that, I've had forever. And what I found easiest to do, Corrine had these lovely little makeup brushes that I haven't been able to source yet. Just, the joys of living in a smaller town. But the ink is on the stencil, and so what I'm going to do is just use the, the spongy thing to go over it, and hopefully I will transfer. I can see those ones. Careful, careful. Oh no, not enough yet. Let's have a bit more. And so what I'm doing is just, spreading the ink off the plastic of the stencil to move it onto the fabric without getting it everywhere. Just if, I found one of them that I tried to press through bled too much, and I want that look. Of course, you can get it on your sample. Can't always get it on everything else and where you want it. Just would like it to be a little bit greener. Let's try. If I do that, will I get a bit more? Oh, yeah, maybe. Cool. Yeah, I can see that that's showing up a bit better. Like I said, with fabric, it just takes a little bit longer, and there's probably some finish on this beautiful linen, but that's really good. And like I said, I'm going to be stitching the flower over here, which is why I'm doing this now, so that I don't get it all over. Let me see another bit that I quite like the look of. There's a bit of green there. Now I know what I'm doing with this. Getting it on here. Whoop, nearly moved that. A little bit of patience is really all it needs. Yeah, good. They don't have to be, they don't have to take over. I might actually use that one again. That's just like the right, it's got the right shape about it. Oh, there's a pretty good one. It's very close to the pine cone, which I didn't probably want with a poinsettia flower. So yeah, so my plan is to do the flower in an applique, and then of course, do some stitching on it. It'll have, oh, that was a good one, that one. Do I want any more, or is that enough? Is that enough? Another one coming down, even though you won't see it as much. It's possibly just actually you know, it's building up your layers underneath, because I know that some of it will be hidden, but it's going to be there. Add a little bit of interest. All right, cool. I think that's probably all I actually need. Where's that bit of scrap? Here. Just going to get rid of. Oh, there's a lot of ink still on that. That's all right. That's fine. All right. Merry Christmas can go here on here as well. I've got a Stays On ink that's in a stone grey colour. Just prefer it to black. Black is black. Black is black. But this was a nice little Christmas stamp. Oh yeah, I do. I was thinking I don't have the where it came from. You know, some of these things are a bit old. Joy Claire, Christmas wishes. But it's, you know, it's nice sort of handwriting. There's a little thing there. I didn't even see that. All right. And that's going to go just there. And what's also, you know, maybe adding some difficulty is that it's padded. And so that's always, you know, adds its own little level of challenge. Oh, I'll put that over there. You can't see, but I can take you off screen for a minute. You know, I've got a bit of smudging here that I have to think about how that's going to look. But once the flower goes on, it might actually be okay. It's just a little bit smudgier than I probably would have liked. Never mind. It's a bit of a play. I do have this stamp that's got some little twirly whirls on it. Am I being silly? Am I trying to put too much on here? Maybe. Let's do the flower first. I'll get it on there, and then if I decide that it needs a bit more work done to it over there, I'll do that. Oh, goodness. Sorry. Forgot to put that on silent. Now it is, and you won't hear it again. But, that's probably my husband coming home. Of course it is. As soon as I'm ready to start videoing. That's all right. He lives here. He's allowed to come home. He's been at his men's shed all morning. They make things for the local market to sell and do a bit of fundraising. He does a bit of metal work, a bit of woodwork. Likes to sit and chat to the blokes. All the old blokes talk together, I think. Yep, it is him. He's going to come in the door and probably chat to me, but maybe if I give him the eye, he'll know that I'm talking to you. That way, that way. All right. That's the top leaf. All right, I'm going to give this thing another iron, this red. I'm still here, not gone anywhere. Oh dear, Paul's put on something very loud. Whatever that was loud. Did he hear me? Let me think about this. I might use, you know, a erasable pen and trace around Let me think about it. Maybe I have to trace it twice. Maybe I have to trace the outside ones first and then the inside ones. Can I? All right. Let me put you on pause. I'll have a bit of a think about it because you don't need me hear me go, no, ma, and I'll come straight back to you. I've had a play and a bit of a think, and I've come to the conclusion that every little petal has to be cut out separately, and so that's what I'm doing. I've got my basic plan that the original that I traced off. What I did was I actually marked, so this is like top right, so I know that's, and as I've cut each petal out, I've marked them off. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a time-consuming job, but one of those nice sort of jobs when I can pop a movie on and sit here and just fiddle around, do it at my leisure, not a 5-minute job by any stretch of imagination. So I just thought if I just show you what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, so you'll know I've got my glue ready to go when I want to put them on, because they're going to be too little, and I'm tracing around it with a pen simply because, again, too small to be putting a pin in it and trying to trace it off that way. You know, this pen works perfectly okay till I turn the video on, and then it doesn't work, and I don't know why it does that. Just wants to be a nuisance. But that's okay. When I'm ready, I can iron the marks off. But they are too, trying to get a pin in it to trace around it is just probably not going to happen. So, yep, I've got that violin ironed onto the back, and that'll just help protect the edges from fraying a bit, rather than, you could use Fly-Fix and glue it down. So this petal goes under that one, so that's why I haven't done anything with them as far as gluing them down yet, because I'm just not ready to do that just yet. Cool. All right, he's done. So yeah, double handling, but yeah, I don't know how else I want to do it, and I wanted to keep it so that each petal stood out on its own and wasn't, you could trace it off flat, you could embroider it straight onto the tag. Corrine has these tags available on her website. They come in a panel with 6 tags and 2 larger pieces. I don't know what I'm going to do with my larger bits just yet. I originally thought some Christmas placemats might look nice until I realised that somebody is bound to spill the gravy or the beetroot juice or the something, and how often did I want to wash them? As a table centre they might look nice. So yeah, so my original idea of making 4 placemats for the table, because I bought a set, and I've got the set that came in the kit that Corrine provided as part of the retreat. Yep. Don't think I'm going to be making placemats for everybody to use. All right, just doubly checking. This one goes over this one. Yeah, I'm still on screen with you, so that's good. And the importance of having, you know, this one means that I can keep checking where something else sits, or once I start to hide them all. All right, I'm going to keep doing that. You can see what I'm doing, how I'm going about it. I have to resolve that little smudge up there. I'm not sure how I want to do that, but I'm going to just keep puddling along here, and I'll come back to you when I've got them all cut out, ready for the next little bit of stage. Okay, right. Talk to you in a minute. That's where I'm up to with that. Now, I had some red thread here somewhere. We got these cute little pouches at the retreat, and inside were some lovely new Christmas embroidery threads. And I thought, yeah, I'm going to use it for this project. I've used it at the retreat, but I haven't used it since. I've just been saving it for something special. And this is it. This is the special. Now, I think I'll just use 2 strands of this. But I just can't see. It's here. Sorry, reaching across in front of you there. I've got all my needles tucked in here, safe and sound. I might try these ones. These needles, like, gosh, I messaged Corrine about it. They're wonderful. I love them. They're straight. They've got a big eye. They're quite robust, and there's different sizes. This was one of the smaller ones, and, you know, there's bigger ones left, but, oh, I love them. They just seem to work. They work really well. All right, now I can't see the stitch lines anymore, and I'm not going to keep lifting them up. I didn't trace them on that bit of tracing, and it's too late now. So I'm just going to stitch where it makes sense to me, because I think glue on my hands. And I say that, I'm not that fussed on using glue. I'm going to start from the outside ones, simply because I want the stitching to go in underneath, and I'm going to do, with a knot on the end, it'd be really useful. I'm going to do a split back stitch, because that's my next new favourite. Well, it's been a favourite for a while, actually. I'm just going to try and hold it. Look, some of them might move, and I might have to rearrange them. They're little. These black lines that you can still see, I don't mind those. They kind of look like a bit of a shadow underneath. I don't think I need to cover them all up completely. That's really my choice in the matter. This red is like almost the perfect match to the fabric. Little did I know. Christmas red, I suppose. Yeah, it's a bit hard to see. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. It's a bit tricky. Cool. All right. I'm not sure when I'll post this video. I haven't made up my mind. I'm just making it, possibly in advance. So there might be another one attached to it at some point. but I just wanted to get onto it now. As I said, otherwise I'll be scratching to get things done at the last second, and I don't want to be doing that. Just got to be careful that you don't pull all those petals off. So this is what I mean. I want to go down in between so that those lines disappear in between as well. I think I could probably get one more in there. Fold him back. All right, and then that'll hold that one down. Now on the back of all of these, I haven't worried about my stitching simply because my plan is to back it with something that I might be able to write on or just fabric. I've got a couple of plans about it, and so I want to have a play with that, but nowhere near it. Why I'm saying that to you is because I'm not worried about my stitching, and you know, I just carried the stitch across then. Yes, I wondered whether that might happen. Look, I suppose it doesn't matter exactly where they are. I'll give them another bit of a push down. I just think that glue just dried on it. Oh, so sorry. Sorry, that was my friend, and we've had a nice chat about this and that. And while I chatted, I did a little bit of stitching, so I'm almost finished these. It's really hard to see, you know, even for me, unless the light's in exactly the right spot where that stitching is, because it's just, it's almost like a perfect match. Couldn't have done that if I'd tried. If I'd tried to do it, I wouldn't have had it. There we go. But I'm nearly done, and I've only got a couple more petals to go, but I'm still doing the same, going from the back forward, just so that my those stitches can, yeah, be a part of the background underneath. So while I was sitting here stitching it, I was thinking about what I was going to use for the centre, and I think I'm going to use some gold beads, but decent size gold beads, not tiny weeny little seed beads. So I've yet to go, and I know that I've got some. So in my one of my bead boxes. So I think that'll look quite nice. But I was also thinking whether I'd use some sequins as well. In our pack we've got some red and green sequins, and oh, not red and green, red and gold, not that, red and gold sequins, and the bag burst, and I had red and gold sequins everywhere, so now they're in a bowl. I've also got that little bit of twine, the red and white twine, that I thought would make a nice hanging thing, which is why it's sitting there. Yeah. All right. I'll come back when I've got that sorted. All right, you can see where I'm at. I just wanted to apologise for the phone, really. I'll be back shortly. Okay, I'm back with some beads and sequins. So I've decided to add sequins to start with. I've just got normal sewing thread. It's not going to, well, hopefully it won't take any wear and tear, so I think just normal sewing thread will do, in just a sort of a neutral sort of colour. I'll stitch the sequins on first. I'm not going to put a bead in them because I want to put a bigger bead in there. So if I'm just going to do a couple of threads on here. I think if I put too many little beads, it'll be too bulky for the bigger beads. So yeah, this is the plan. I'm going to go from the outside in to the center of the sequin because it's too hard to try and find the hole. Everything's got itself in a knot here. Lord. Yeah, finding the hole from the outside in a little bit easier to do. Just as a background for the beads, more than anything else. Add a little bit more bling. A little bit more bling's always good for everybody, especially Christmas. I thought I was going to do 3, but I think I'm going to do more than 3. To cover up that, I just want it to go over the red, just to disguise those edges. While I was thinking about it, I thought I needed a little bit more green, as I've brightened up that one a bit more, hiding some of that smudging, and I added another little holly leaf there. I went on the side of that one, so I need to have another go just to hold it down. Sorry, I'm going round and round and round in circles here because I don't know how I want to hold it in my hand. Just do this little bit and then I'll put you on pause again while I decide on the finishing touches. As I said, I want to do a little bit of green stitching where the fronds are, just to give that a bit more. Pull him over a bit, I think. I can do that with a stitch. Oh, the light is catching the sequin and shining in my eye. Whether it's doing that to you, I'm doing it to me. That bigger stitch will be hidden by a bead. All right, 5 little sequins. Whoop. All fingers and thumbs with little bits. Don't bother. Where's the knot that's stopping it from going through? Why? Oh, it's there somewhere. Done. Yeah, so I think my plan now is to back it in some fabric. Now I've got these bigger beads here. It means I don't have to use a beading needle. Try and thread that while I'm on the video. It's never an easy job to do. Good. All right, well, I hope you're all doing well. We all are. We certainly are. Well, I'm doing this video, just not 100% sure when I'm going to upload it, so I'm not going to say anything about the days of the week or anything else, what the plans are. There. Yeah, I think 3 is enough for there. Last couple of minutes, I promise. It's been a long video, but I just wanted to share with you where I got to. I did a little bit of just straight stitching with the green, you know, that funny smudge disappeared. I added a little bit more in here, added a little bit here, and now I'm just scattering these little things. I scattered them and sent them flying all over my board. The little tiny weeny sequins look like that. They're so cute, weeny ones. And then I found some little tiny weeny seed beads that maybe, disappeared. So I'm just going to finish this off and then that'll be it. When I'm done, I'll add it as a thumbnail as the finished thing. So yeah, I just thought I'll just share with you how I'm, it's random. I'm not planning it. It's just wherever the needle lands next is where I actually put one. I'm turning those little sequins with a cup up. I'm just going to get a couple of these little beads out. I've been playing with this on and off today. It's night time now. It was much earlier when I started, and I've been out. We needed to go out for a bit, an appointment that, was a few hours long. That's okay. Home, needed to have a late tea because of that. That's all right. All good. And I'm just on the home run with this, I think. I never know until I'm done. I sometimes just, I look at it and I think, oh, I could have a little bit more of this or I could have a little bit more of that. These tiny, weeny, the size of it. It's so cute though. I just thought it needed a bit more sparkle. So what I will do is, did I just do that wrong? Oh, God, I'm so busy talking to you, I'm not looking what I'm doing. So when I put the bead in that little cup, I should go back through the cup, and I didn't do that. But yeah, I think this is a nice one. Threading a beading needle. Every man's nightmare. Every stitcher's nightmare. I didn't say every man. They probably wouldn't bother. Oh, they might. There might be plenty of men who do. Mine wouldn't. He would just not even go there. All right, so through the bead and back through the sequin so that it holds it in. Yep. Not every stitcher's delight threading a beading needle. They're certainly a challenge, aren't they? And those of us who use them know that. Just trying to stab in my finger as well as the sequin. Oh, for goodness sakes. Get in there. These are tiny weeny little seed beads, weeny ones. So yes, I needed a beading needle. Couldn't do it with any other sort of needle. It was never going to work. I remember having these little tiny seed beads. Mill Hill was the brand, the supplier, whoever. And I used to do beaded cross stitches. You know, it was a cross stitch with a bead, usually Christmas stuff. And you know, these are just kind of leftovers, I think. So yeah, I thought they were a good size. These teeny tiny sequins were pretty good. I didn't want it to be a major focus. Oh my goodness, going on the felt mat isn't. Yeah, so back through the sequin. A couple more. I've got a eyelet thing that I'll make an eyelet, but I'll wait until I've done, you know, got the backing fabric on, because I want it to go through everything. What I thought I would do is attach a little tiny, you know, I thought the fabric behind might be a patterned fabric, and then I thought I'd make just a little weenie, you know, like with this, it's just wherever the needle happens next. Not a lot of thought process. Anyway, what I was going to say to you is that I'm just going to, I opened the pack of needle beads and they shot everywhere. So they're all over my mat. Anyway, trying to tell you something. Keep getting distracted. Make a little paper tag as an extra. So just a little weenie one that says, you know, to whoever. Maybe that'll do. I don't know whether I need any more. Do I need something over here? Maybe I'll do a couple over here. All right, I'll track across here. I'll do one or two more. So this is tag number 5. I've only got one more. Haven't decided what I want to do with that one yet. I'm wondering about just doing some thread painting, but I think I just need to think about it for a minute. Yeah, I think this is it. I'm calling it done. I know that it's probably gone over the hour. But anyway, I hope you think it looks okay and it might inspire you. Oh, do I need any beads over here? No, I'm not gonna. I think, you know, I'm good with that. Cool. Happy stitching, everybody. Hope you're all good. Bye for now.